And the goal of me being here, speaking to you guys today, the goal that we all want to achieve is to be able to take more action, more intentional action. Because imagine this, you're on a smooth path. You're feeling great about where you are, where you're going, and then bam, say a flat tire happened, right? Or bam, you hit a car. Or bam, somebody rear-ended you. It sucks. Now you're stranded, now you're stuck in the middle of nowhere with no idea what you do next. And just a moment ago, everything was going well. Everything was moving forward, and now everything felt, stuck, stalled. You hit an obstacle, a wall, a setback, pretty much. But here's the thing, we all face the setback. For some, they stop the journey entirely. For others, they're just a bump in the road. The difference isn't about avoiding challenges because they're gonna come regardless if you want it or not. It's about learning to handle them so they push you forward, not hold you back, not hold us back. For example, I'll share a quick story with you. Like, there's a young woman and she got a big dream of being an Olympic figure skater. Who here wants to be an Olympic figure skater? Not a lot of us, right? Some of us, right? Maybe T, you're dreaming to be an Olympic figure skater. Man, and I'm talking about she trained every single day, tirelessly, like dedicating years to the sport. That's what it takes, because I met Olympic athletes. I met the number 2 guy to Michael Phelps. Okay, I didn't meet Michael Phelps, but I met the number 2 guy. Still pretty good. He got a gold medal too. And man, he talks about training every single day since he was like 8 years old. So she trained every single day, dedicating years to the sport. And you know what? Only to face an obstacle, a heartbreak. In 1968, so this is way back, a little bit further back, but in 1968, she applied for the Olympic team, and you know what? Got rejected. Who here felt rejected before? I have. Raise your hand if you felt rejected. You can raise your hand in the chat. Yeah, emoji button. Yeah, I felt rejected. She felt rejected. The frustration, I'm talking about the overwhelming disappointment, right? The pain. Setback like that can keep anyone down for years. But this was not the end of her journey. That young woman, you'd be surprised, it's Vera Wang. I don't know if you heard, the ladies probably know what Vera Wang is. But she went on to become one of the world's most iconic fashion designer. But her dream didn't begin in the fashion runway. It began on the ice. But a single setback didn't define her journey. Well, consider this. Imagine putting every single dollar you have, risking all to keep your business alive, right? Put everything in just to keep this thing floating while facing constant failure, and pretty much people are criticizing your idea. They're doubting you. They're telling you this thing's not gonna work, and it looked like you're gonna fail, like exactly what they said. And that's exactly what Elon Musk faced when he founded SpaceX and Tesla. You guys might not know this. I mean, there was rockets exploding, launches failing, cars didn't work right, they were getting into wrecks. So they had major setback, and both companies pretty much were on the brink of bankruptcy. And you know what? People were openly betting against his success, but each failure pushed him forward. Each setback deepened his focus and resolve. So setback can feel like things are ending sometime, but the truth is sometimes they are just detours. They're a test of your resilience, a call to keep going when others would quit. So today I want to talk a little about how we can turn setback into setup for the journey ahead, for your journey ahead. How we can look, past the obstacle in front of us and keep moving towards the life we want, the life that we have a vision for, the vision board that we're trying to achieve. Because all of us, even though we're at different levels, we have certain visions of our life that we want to achieve. So how do we overcome these setbacks and keep on moving, even though it seems like everything is going to be over? So I remember back, I thought everything was going well. Everything is going good. We were making money. Business was growing, and we were expanding into, new territories on Amazon. But I guess when things are going well, that's when setback really creeps the ugly face. That's when setback really pop up. like the ugliness of setback comes like get you, right? It's so sudden. Like it's never expected. And you never expect a setback to hit you. But man, every time it happens, it reminds you, man, don't get comfortable. Like seriously, don't get comfortable. So many years ago, after like 6 years of grinding in this business, building this ring cape brand with my co-founder, we were finally like in a place where we could launch like really big product launches. We're talking about thousands of units. When we ordered these big launches, it'd be like 50,000 units at times. So the latest product, an iPhone 4 case. If you guys still remember iPhone 4, right now we're at iPhone 16. So that was a while back, right? I mean, it's been going like every year there's a new iPhone. So every time there's a new iPhone, we're launching. And we got the product to rank number 1. And of course, remember back iPhone 4, I'm like, man, geez, that's how old I am. I'm just kidding. It's a reminder. But, we were ranked first on Amazon new release. First page, number 1. I'm talking about number 1. And dude, when you're at number 1, you're making a lot of money. I'm talking about $1 million a month sometime. And we were set, man, ready to go. Man, expecting this one listing to generate over millions of dollars a month. It could be like 4 or 5 million a year if possible for the next, 1 or 2 years. Then this one notification changed everything. I remember coming into the office and sitting down at my desk, just going through the normal morning routine, just checking on the team, reviewing the orders, reviewing the inventory status, and then opening my Seller Central account to make sure everything is going well. That's the typical thing that I would do. But today, I noticed a little red flag on the top corner of the screen. Who hates that little red notification? And so I opened it up and my stomach dropped because the ASIN for the new release product and several other SKUs was on this notification. These were some of the top money makers that were generating about 40% of our revenue. Our Amazon listing was deactivated due to a claim, a trademark infringement claim. And just like that, I mean, millions of dollars of money making potential evaporated in an instant. I felt, man, a full range of emotion. Like I was angry. I'll tell you that. Like it pisses you off when somebody do that to you. It's like somebody punching you in the stomach out of nowhere. I was angry. I mean, I was in disbelief at first, but then I was frustrated. I was annoyed. I was devastated. I want to give up. Of course, I want to run away. I was tired, worn out. I want things to work out, but this time it didn't. Giving up wasn't an option, honestly. All my team members put so much work and effort. We ordered all of this inventory. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in stock, either on the way or already in FBA. And so, I really wanted to quit, but, there was no other option because building this brand wasn't about making more money. It was about helping my parents, lifting up my team because we're providing for these team members too. They have families too. And they were taking care of their bills with the job that we're giving them and creating something valuable for everyone that can rely on us, And how is it that setback always come when things are going well? How come setback always happen when when we're doing our best or during our best time? How come setback happen when we did everything right? And so that's why I want to talk about today. We all face some level of setback in our journey, in our life. But will you let setback define you, or will you let it refine you? So what is setback? Setback is usually an unexpected event, challenges, obstacle, bump in the road that slows you down. It delays you or disrupt your progress towards the goal that you're trying to achieve. And like I gave you an example earlier, like we're driving down the road and suddenly, bam, a deer popped out. You get hit, kind of like a setback. Now you're stuck in the middle of nowhere. I remember driving home from school in Monroe, Louisiana when I was still in college. And it was a 3-hour drive home from Monroe to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And I was working, multiple jobs at the time. And I didn't get off of work till like 11 or 12 p.m. at night or 12 a.m. at night. And I would go home for the holidays to go see my parents. And I'm driving down this road and there's no lights. It's like the boonies, or I'm out in the woods here and I'm driving through and I would see these crazy amount of deers on the right side of my, my passenger side, and I would see them looking at me on the side of the road every time I'm driving past. I'm like, Jesus, please don't let these deers jump in front of me because I don't want to end my life because the deer decided to jump out and then I hit it. Right? And I'm like, because it's like 12 in the morning, 1 in the morning, and by the time I get home, it's like 3 or 4 in the morning. And so the deers are just roaming everywhere. So imagine I did hit one of those. Man, the setback that I didn't want to have. Setbacks are example of setbacks are some failed project, financial loss, legal issue, personal crisis, situation that makes it harder to achieve what you're working towards. And it makes you feel frustrated and discouraged. Like, are you guys going through some setbacks right now? Raise your hand if any one of you guys going through some setbacks. We all got some setbacks. I am. I'm gonna raise my hand. I'm not gonna be shy about that because we all face some setback. I'm gonna tell you this: the difference between a setback and a victim mindset comes down on how you respond to life's challenges. Dude, setback, yes, they're unexpected roadblocks on your path to reaching your goals. I totally agree with that. And it sucks. It throws you off your progress, temporary. Sure, but it doesn't mean the journey has to stop. Those who are facing setback with resilience see them as chances to learn, adapt, and get stronger. That's where the refinement happens, is you learn from them. They understand that setback was just part of the process instead of sitting in it, thinking about it, crying about it. Yes, you can cry about it. I understand. Give yourself time to mourn. I'm going to be honest. If my mom passed away, I would be mourning for a week. But will I stop? No. Will I stop showing up? No. I'm not going to do that. But you got to plan for that. And I'm going to find a way to move forward. No matter what happens. When something happens, you got to find a way to move forward. It doesn't mean you're not sad about it. Now, victim mindset, man, it's something entirely different. It's not just about facing an obstacle. It's when someone believes life is unfairly working against them. That's a victim mindset. And they have no control over the outcome. They say that I don't have control over anything. And people with victim mindset feels powerless. They blame the situation. They blame other people. They blame the government. They blame the president. They blame the economy. They blame everybody. They struggle to see the solution because they feel trapped by the challenge, not empowered to overcome them. Dude, who is like my parents, I'm gonna be honest, when I was growing up, my parents weren't always there. But I'm not gonna keep blaming them for not being there. Dude, they were trying to just survive. They were trying to take care of us. But the people with the victim mentality, if I still had the victim mentality, I'd be like, oh, it's my parents' fault. When is it gonna be your responsibility instead of saying it's your parents' fault? And when I learned to say, hey, it's my responsibility. And I feel so blessed for reading books, listening to Tony Robbins at such an early age. I was 17, 18. That's when I started listening to his OCDs and cassette tapes. I remember, who here remembers CD? Right? Who had a CD player in their car and a cassette player? Yeah, I had that. I used to have that, okay? And I used to listen to his tapes. I used to have his burned DVD CDs that I had ripped off on I think Napster. I used to download them on Napster. And I load up on these CDs. I burn them on the CDs. And I listen to it every day. And that's why it helped me get out of that victim mindset that I'm responsible. And a setback is just a bump in the road. It's a challenge. Winners see setback as a bump in the road. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge for you to overcome. A victim mindset, a person with a victim mindset is more likely handing over the wheel and feeling stuck and believing you have no control over the road ahead. The real power lies how you view these moments. Facing setback with growth mindset can prevent the spiral into victim mentality. Thinking, allowing you to stay focused, resilient, and ready to tackle whatever comes your way. So next time, when random, unexpected challenges or setback comes up, you cannot say that I have no power over it. Yes, you do. How you think is something that you can always do. How you see the situation, how you frame the situation is something you can always do. I just want to remind you guys that the challenges that you're currently facing right now in your personal life, in your business, in your health, whatever it may be, you have the power to control it. You have the power to say, hey, you know what? Even though it sucked, I'm not gonna let it stop me. I'm just gonna keep showing up. I'm just gonna keep following through. If I lost everything, if I went bankrupt today, I'm gonna find a way to make money again. Dude, when I meet people, so I had a acquaintance through a mastermind that I met. He had a bunch of real estate. So he's a lot older. Okay, the guy's like 65, man, 70. He's old, got money. And I asked him, like, dude, how you make your money? He was like, man. Then, long story short, he went on a long, hour-long life story, explanation. But I remember one part where he says, he was hustling hard his entire life, and then at 2008, when he built up all these real estate, we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars, everything crashed, and literally he lost like 80% of his wealth, everything. Like, what were you gonna do if you lost 80% of your wealth? And by this time, you're like in your 40s, 50s, and you're like, dude, I gotta go work again. Are you gonna quit? Are you just gonna give up? No, that's not what we do. That's not human of us, right? Human, we're meant to survive, so we will figure something out. And so next thing you know, the guy just doubled down, went back at it, and just keep growing his business, reinvesting, claw his way back up to rebuilding his business. Talking about several hundred millions again. Dude, setback happens to everyone. It happens to every one of us, not just those who are like you and I right here. We're seeking growth and change in our life. It happens to people who are just sitting on the couch doing nothing as well. But the only difference is the ones who seeking growth and change, they are refined, they are growing, they are getting better, they're growing and improving in the setback, through the setback. But for those who are just sitting around doing nothing, those problems, they're no longer setback, they're problems. And the problems will just be there. They'll get stuck in the problem and never go away. The problem's just gonna be there. And I'm gonna bring this back up. If you don't eat healthy, you don't exercise, and you become a couch potato, you will have heart problems. You will have physical problems, and those physical problems will not go away. And eventually, it will cause something devastating in your life. Either you die or you put that burden on somebody else in your life, in your family that's close to you. It's like the reason why I stopped drinking alcohol. Host of other reasons, but I was like, it's mainly the health reasons, mind, mental, like function reasons, but mainly it's health reason because I've seen people who drank so much that they eventually die because either liver or kidney went bad. Because it's gonna happen. It's poison. If you drink a lot, that's poison. I met my barber. He drank a lot and smoked a lot, and he has throat cancer. And I'm like, okay, that's a great reminder, bro. Don't do that. It's gonna happen. So the people who sees the setback as problems, yeah, they're just gonna continue to be problems in their life. They're never gonna overcome it. So don't see problems, only see challenges. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. See challenges when a setback comes. See it as a challenge. And it happens to everybody, okay? The rich, the poor, everybody gets setback. And it's how you respond to them, how you face them head on is what's gonna help you overcome them. So let's talk about some of the most successful people and how they overcome some of the setback and how you can do it too. And hopefully we get some practical action items that you can do today. So when you're for example, when you're backed up against a wall, limited by options, you got to focus on the most important thing, which is clarity. Clarity on what it is that you want and being relentless in going after it. And that's going to be the key thing that's going to help you push forward. Just think about Jeff Bezos, dude, and his mission, right? In 1994, he made a bold choice to leave his comfortable job on Wall Street. Man, this guy was making like $300,000-$400,000 a year to start Amazon, right? to go to Seattle, Washington, where it's raining all the time and it's a very gloomy place, to start this internet thing, to be a part of this internet thing. If you read the story, it's pretty amazing. The everything store. He visioned creating this world most like customer service, customer focused company, and his purpose was very clear, right? To build on top of this internet thing that just started, this internet trend essentially. And Amazon was always struggling at the beginning, and there was a bunch of setback. And do what he stayed focused because people would critics were out there. When the company went IPO, there was a bunch of short sellers going against the company, wishing that the whole company would fail because they'll make money if the company failed. The stock price drop, he'll fail, and now it becomes this e-commerce giant that we see today. So you gotta be focused on clarity of your mission. You gotta get specific on your goals and be relentless in pursuing it. So what's your mission? What is your goal? What are you trying to achieve in your life? Write down your purpose. Like Bezos, let that purpose guide every decision that you make. If you want to be a millionaire, we all here wants to be a millionaire. Raise your hand if you want to be a millionaire. I do. Right? We all do. Raise your hand. Don't be shy about it, man. Like, tell people you want to be a millionaire. It's great. There's no shame in that. If you are afraid to say that you want to be a millionaire, you need to change your mindset, because all the people that I hang out with, they want to be multimillionaire. They want to be a billionaire. They want to make more money. Not because they're greedy, because they can do more with the money that they get. They can help more people. Imagine you're a poor person on the street of San Francisco right now. Those people are not helping anybody. Do not go to the street of San Francisco, because you will get shot and killed and robbed. I don't know why I just dropped that, but that's what I'm reading on the news. It's pretty bad over there. I don't want to be over there either. But I have friends that tell me a lot. But dude, when you're broke and poor, you cannot help anybody. So write down clearly what it is that you want to be a millionaire. You got to operate a certain way. You got to take risks. You got to be able to keep pushing through no matter what happened. You can be sad. I get it. Things happen. Things suck. It's hard. But you don't quit. You keep showing and you keep following through. Challenges will come, and expect the challenge to come. Now I realize one of my most important lessons in my life after that incident, always expect that unexpected things will happen. Things will not be perfect. And I always say that. These mindset talks that I do every Monday, I just expect it might not go well today. It might go well. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to show up anyway. And if it works, it works. It doesn't work, we'll figure it out. And so in your personal life, don't expect perfection. Just expect that you're going to follow through even though things are not going to work out. I think that's the most important mindset here. Just follow through even though things might not work out. Doesn't matter. And remember your purpose on why you're doing this. My purpose here is just to make sure that I empower you, empower every single person here. Every single individual is impacted to take action so that you guys don't stop quitting. Quitting is very easy. It's hard to take the next step. That's where the hard challenge is. It's keep moving forward even though it's challenging. All right? Setback can either hold you back or push you forward. So think about the setback, man. It's painful, right? In the progress of things, in the process of things, when you're making progress, challenges comes, and sometimes challenges could be painful, and it could be your greatest teacher. Think about Michael Jordan. Man, in high school, imagine somebody cut you from the varsity basketball team. Like, you train so hard, you want to be on the basketball team, you get rejected. And you would think that ended his ambition. But for him, you guys understand, like, it's constant training. It's like Kobe, always on the grind at 4 a.m., 3 a.m. And so Jordan was always on the grind to get better. And that fueled him because his ambition was to be the best basketball player of all time. And so putting in that pain, that hard work, that pain, going overseas and then coming back playing in the NBA and becoming one of the greatest players of all time, man. Come on, man. Use that pain that you feel. When setback comes, like, I get so angry. I get frustrated. I'm like, man, you know what? I'm going to win no matter what. I'm going to win because I'm angry. Use that anger. Use that frustration. Use that pain to help you get through it. Sit in that. Get angry because you lose. But don't just sit in the anger. Transform it into motivation. Don't sit there and be jealous of other people. Be angry that you're not where they are. And get upset and angry and then use that and say, I got to do something right now. Get so angry about the situation that you're currently in right now, and so that you can take action. Use whatever it is necessary to do that. Use whatever emotion that's necessary to fuel your motivation to take action. I was so upset with the life that I was living at the time when I started the business, man. I was so angry. I was so frustrated. I'm like, why am I here? Why am I broke? Why am I not doing anything to help my family? Why am I like, why am I just not succeeding? Like, why am I not there? And so I use all of that really to just like, I got to go do something. I got to go do something. I got to do something with my life. Use that. So every time you face some rejection, setback, ask yourself, how can I use this to make me better? How can I use this emotion to make me take action? How can I use this emotion to make me better? And focus on the action to be, to be more productive, to be more focused, to ramp up your intensity. Whatever it may be, use that emotion. But another thing you gotta focus on is believing when no one else does. So what if others can't see your vision for your life? A lot of people won't. Sometimes you have to hold on to this, man, delusional belief, self-belief, right? The level of confidence you gotta have in what you're doing. And sometimes it can seem impossible, and other people will criticize you. I'm just reminding you guys. Just imagine what Vera Wang did. I mean, she started this her business in her 40s in the fashion industry, and during that time, like a lot of people did it like way younger than that, maybe like 10 years, 15 years younger, where people thought that it was too late for her to get into fashion. With no traditional design background, she believed she could change the way fashion was, like especially the wedding gown, the bridal fashion. And she did. She had faith in her vision, despite her unconventional start, right? You would think that's unconventional at her age. You would think that so many other people out there, like KFC starting a chicken brand at 60 years old, you would think, man, this is kind of crazy to be working in the kitchen at 60 years old. So you got to believe in your vision, even when it's unrealistic to others. You got to have some delusional self-belief, because it could be the difference between success and giving up too early. And some of the things you can do is use visualization. That's why doing this meditation work, reflection moments, helps you visualize why is it so important for you to understand clearly what is the life that you want. For me, my clearest vision was taking care of my family, buying my parents a house. Those were my clearest vision, and it did happen. And I thought about it every day. If you want it enough, you will envision it. Envision what your sales numbers look like. Envision what your business and your brand will look like. How many stores it will be. How much sales you're going to do in the next year. See it in your mind when you go to sleep. See it in the morning before you wake up. Like, look at it before you go do anything else. Like, this is what I see will happen. See it in your bank account, whatever it may be. Look at your vision board. See what it is. Feel it. Envision it. And to me, I believe it happens because I truly started believing it. And of course, I pray to God. I pray for God for the results that I want to happen. And man, eventually, I don't know how, but eventually it happens. It's the craziest thing, and I can talk more about that in another conversation. But man, it's amazing what self-belief and having faith can do. And always focus on the bigger picture. Here's the last part. Okay, I don't want to go too far in this, but focus on the bigger picture, the bigger purpose. Elon Musk wanted to, discover space. So his purpose was just beyond just himself, beyond the money. It was for humanity. Right? Tesla was about sustainability, to make the planet much a better place to live. And, he's working towards that. He's pushing the technology to make it a little bit better. So I just want you guys to focus on the bigger purpose in your life. For me, my bigger purpose was always to help my family and help other people. And that's the reason why I do what I do. So think about your bigger purpose that's bigger than you. Connect with your purpose that's larger than yourself. When things get tough, you have that purpose to lean on. That mission will drive you forward. Just remember that. And write down how that goal will impact other people's life. Like, what happened if you become a millionaire? Who can you help that's closest to you? Arm's length. Who can you help? Arm's length. Right now, who can you help? If you say you have $1 million, you won the lottery, who can you help? Right? There's somebody in your life that you can help, that you can truly help because you are capable. Everyone here is capable. We are very capable, every single one of us. We're not any less smart than the people who are successful out there. We all have the same brain, the arms and legs, and I've seen people with no arms and legs being successful. So I'm like, I have no excuses. So write down your goals that will impact somebody's life around you. If you make their life better, I promise you, you will make your life better as well. Your life will be better as well. So just remember this, man. Setbacks it's a part of everybody's journey. You're gonna face setback. Accept that. Accept that right now. But setbacks are what separates you from losers, you from winners, because winners are the people that just keep continuing to move forward. Setback is the process of refining you. It doesn't define who you are. It refines who you will become.